Today the plan is to head into Turku, into a marina up the river there. We've been recommended a really good restaurant, but the tables are all booked up, so I don't know whether we're going to get space in the restaurant there. But yeah, it should be a 3 to 4 hour sail. The wind is just about sailable. It's moved across to the northwestish, and then we'll spend a day or two there. And then we'll start thinking about making our sail back to Stockholm. We're going to probably do that sail in 2 steps, but the wind is looking pretty bad to do that leg at the moment. It should take over a day to get there, maybe 26, 28 hours. So we really need some good winds to get down there. We've got to stock up on some diesel, put some spare diesel in the tanks as well. If the wind turns out to be crappy, then we've got to do a lot of motoring up there. So we really need some good diesel reserves at least. It's another start to another good sail, I think. The wind's just perfect to get up to Turku. Hopefully the angle's not too much when we turn around the corner. Otherwise we end up straight into the wind and then we end up tacking. But yeah, there's plenty of boats out in this archipelago. Lots of them up there as well. Now going up the river on the final passage with Sara and Nickolai.
I think
it's been a great trip.
Is screwed.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's anything between 45 minutes and 6 hours until we get there. It's a long channel up to Turku, so it's around 4 nautical miles until we from when you sail into the channel until we actually get into Turku. But it's really beautiful. There is a lot of lovely summer houses on the banks. We had a marina recommended from a guy we actually met at the Hansa factory when we picked up our boat, and he was there to also pick up his boat. So he recommended us to go into Turku guest harbor, which is actually in the middle of the city. So you go up the I believe the river is called Aura. You drive up that in the middle of Turku, and then the guest harbor is smack there in the middle of the city. So I called ahead and booked a spot there. So it's gonna be very exciting to visit Turku. I've never been to Finland, and neither have Chris.
We are coming up on the guest harbor in Turku, where we have to stay for the night.
So this was really a first for me, mooring a yacht in between 2 sticks like this, and if it feels uncomfortable the first time going in on any mooring, there's always time to back out and just try again at a different angle, different speed, or a different tactic. That's one thing I've learned over the years docking boats. Don't rush yourself, don't force yourself to go in just because you might feel stupid in front of others, especially if you don't succeed the first time. It's also really important to brief each member of the crew to firstly how to stay safe, where not to put their hands, etc. And also to tell them exactly what's going to happen to the boat and where to fend off, like what you think may happen and where the boat's going to end up if there's any problems. And what I'm talking about here is where the wind is actually going to push the boat. Also, if you're outside of the Baltic where the current is also going to push the boat, you also need to factor that in as well. Hey! What are you doing, Sarah?
I am opening the last bottle of anchor bubbles on our vacation together. You might have a few else, but this is the last for the 4 of us for this time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Make it a good one. Yay!
Oh, we need to make a sacrifice here.
Yeah. Just arrived in Turku now.
Make a sacrifice. Sacrifice.
It's like quite a nice place around here.
It needs to go to the bottom.
There was a very
Not much else to say. Don't know anything about this place yet. Just moored in between these 2 sticks here.
Next
and,
stick.
Yeah, we tried to get a reservation in the restaurant just in front, but they're super full with a wedding tonight, so we'll have to gate crash that maybe. Oh my god, we've got a wedding couple coming in on the boat to the... maybe they're not parking to the left of us now. You know, that was the boat that was just here. But they're just passing by. Maybe they have a different space, thank god, because we're dressed up like swabs.
Hey, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, you're respectable. I'm not. I've just been in the river and out again. Really felt like we should have dressed up now. We're sitting right in front of a wedding, dressed in swab clothes.
Hey, swab.
Swab.
Hey, swab.
Do you reckon I should start blowing the air horn?
Do you have one?
Yeah.
I think you might make the bride fall down. I don't know, nobody else did it.
That is a nice way to get married, definitely. Right, Captain, don't mess this up. No, he won't, I'm sure.
Alright, Cap, you have one go.
You have one chance. You've chosen the most wavy time ever.
Listen. Oh.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
He's got it. Good
Yeah.
shit. The more I drink, the less ill I feel.
A great place.
We'll catch you tomorrow, right?
We're in restaurant Noah in Turkey. Sitting in the sun. Although the sun's not going to last too much longer beyond that building, but having some G&Ts.
Bloody
Fantastic.
strong ones.
Bloody strong ones. Yeah. Finnish gin. It's all good. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta try it.
But seriously, have a look at the hot dog.
It's like a burger dog. It's got a really nice feel to it, actually. It doesn't feel like Sweden, Norway, or Denmark. It feels somewhere halfway between the Scandinavian culture and maybe the Eastern European culture, maybe a little bit towards Russia as well. It's kind of, you know, a little different, but I like it. It's beautiful. We've walked, what, less than a kilometer or something, and I think we've got a few hundred meters to go to the center of the city. And there's a lot going on. I mean, there's boats going past and everything. Yeah. It's a nice clean city. I kind of like it. And it is the next morning in Turku. It was a little bit of a heavy night, a little bit heavy-headed this morning. We were up until 1:30 playing Yahtzee, but yeah, that was fun. But if you come to Turku and want to dock somewhere around here, don't expect a quiet night's sleep. I mean, there could be parties right next door, trust me on that. So today we say goodbye to Sara and Nickolai and start making our plans for the way back to Stockholm. But first of all, we're going to go and have a look around Turku and have a nice brunch. So just filling up the water tanks right now. On board we have, I think it's 450 or 475 litres, which is quite big, I think, for a boat for this size. But it's lasted us, you can get by with that for pretty much a week, so it's pretty good. Oh, there we go, that's the sound of the water getting full. The tank is full. You can see it running hammer deck. So we better go and switch that off pretty quick. Stop wasting water.
She left her home to find where she belongs.
We I can't actually remember the name of the museum. We searched for a brunch place, and the only thing that we could find that was actually open on a Sunday was a place called M Kitchen, and it turned out that that's inside a museum. So we entered here. They open at 11 o'clock, and we entered here with a gazillion other people. So for now, we just got drinks. It's the last day of the holiday together with Sara and Nickolai. They've just gone in to get food and trying to beat their way through the massive queue of people inside. But it looks really good.
A good dessert, Sarah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Oh no, you took the wrong one.
Everything she got from her. You got time, and you know.
Chris, it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been good, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me along. It's been awesome.
It's that sad time where we have to say goodbye now.
Fucking sad. Oh, freaking sad.
Yeah. Sarah's off to Greenland for 2 years. So, yeah.
I'll be alone, left alone.
Left alone. You might gotta make it a man cave back there.
Yeah, I will.
Just wait. I will find you someday.
It's always hard to say goodbye to those guys. That's Tanya's sister Sarah, if I haven't said it before, and she's going to work in Greenland for a couple of years. So it was a goodbye for a bit of a time until we can go to Greenland and see her. So we got to get out of here and get to an anchorage close by. We're hoping to go to the same places we went before because it's quite close, but the wind's totally against us all the way there, so we might have to do some tacking, we'll see. But the awkward part of getting out of this is that the wind's blowing us from that direction, and you can see we're being held fast by these ropes here. So what I'm going to do is probably untie all the starboard ropes first, and then hold the boat with the bow thruster on the front while we release that, and then Tanja can come back and release these fast and try and hold the boat away from that one. And then I reverse hard out and yeah, try not to hit that one. You can probably see here that I'm trying to make the line so they're very easy to slip off when we start moving backwards. The last thing you want is a couple of wraps around that post and you're struggling to release the line. In this case I was just able to hold the rope myself while I was at the helm, so Tanja could just walk back and just slip it straight off. Once Tanja had released the bow rope on the port side, she could then walk back while I hold the bow with the bow thruster, and then everything pretty much was under control. One thing we could have done better here though is during our little briefing I could have said to Tanja, look, as soon as the bow ropes are off, come straight back to the stern and release the other ropes. Any hesitation in any side wind here can cause some serious issues. Of course there's a lot going on here and it's hard to remember everything. We're only human after all. Did you notice the rope go over the side as well? Luckily I did, and I told Tanja before I put it into forward gear that we should get that rope up before it goes round the prop. Rope round a prop can cause a catastrophic situation here. It would not have been good at all. So again, I'm not pretending to be the best skipper in the world. We're learning each other. We talk about our mistakes and how we can improve in the future, and we get better by doing that. Skimming into this marina. Just got about 2.3 meters going into this marina trying to get some fuel. Sometimes what I love about the wind is it can help you. In this situation I just sat the boat just away from the pontoon here or the dock and just let the wind blow it sideways onto the dock. It just works perfectly sometimes. Of course, some of you are probably thinking, that's great getting onto the dock, but what about getting off the dock? Yeah, we'll see in a second. Here we filled up the diesel tank, and we also filled up 2 20-litre jerry cans also, in case of a lot of motoring.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and swing around and bathroom. We can help here if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you want me to do, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just going to push around. I'm just going to fend off at the back here. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the transit. Yeah. The red point. Okay. Don't take left, don't take right. The red point. Thank you, yeah.
Now guys, you can see here, this is a classic example of when you've got someone on shore that thinks he knows better, that's trying to tell you what to do. In this case, we'd already made a plan, we knew where to put that fender, and the fender didn't need to be at the bow. I knew that was going to swing out, we both did, so Tanja did the right thing here, stuck to her guns, and stayed at the back with that fender.
Yeah.
So luckily for us, we had some Finnish guys there who were more than willing to lend a hand. I think we would have been okay on our own, to be honest, because you can see the bow thruster is just about fighting the wind here. But it was really nice to have that gentle shove off the back end as well, because that's where the help was needed.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice sailing.
Thank you.
Of course, if the winds were stronger, we would have used a spring line and attached it to the port stern cleat and tied that to the dock so we could go forward and use that to spring the bow out. But in this case, we avoided that to avoid that complication. Now, if you don't have one of these big ball fenders, sorry, pardon the pun, but they're really handy things to have. You can just throw them around the boat, place them where they need to be just to fend off docks like that. They're really great. Also, especially for stern to mooring.
Just skimming the bottom on the way out of here now. We're back down to 2 meters now. Just very slowly going forward.
Chris, can you keep an eye on the transit line?
Yeah, I am. Just gotta follow that boat.
So on the way out of the harbour, the depth sounder actually went down to 1.9, which was a little bit worrying, as when the depth sounder reads 1.8, we're on the bottom. So that gave us about 10 centimetres under the keel. Aurora actually draws 2.1 meters. The only reason we hit the bottom at 1.8 on the chart plotter is because the transducer is further down under the water than the waterline is. So you can actually adjust the offset on the chart plotter. I've just got to get round to doing it and measuring it.
Up to 2.1 again now. I feel a bit safer, but I'm just creeping out still, you know. There's a transit line back there. You can see that we're just trying to follow. We're a little bit off at the moment, but we're getting out.